thing as God?
No. No.
What is within us? You talk about turning inward. What does that really mean?
First, let us finish God.
Okay.
Otherwise, she will interfere again and again. God is just a projection of the ego. As ego is false and a substitute of a true self, God is the ego of the whole world. A substitute self, because our egos cannot exist without support. They need universal support. And God gives immense support.
I thought God doesn't exist. What the
When
fuck?
I say you go inwards, you are not going to find God at all. You are going to find a pure, silent consciousness. And you are going to realize immediately that the same consciousness pervades all. I call it godliness, not God.
Just be creative, man. Get rid of the word
Because
God for good.
this is a quality. Don't give it a personality. Don't confine it into a person. Let it remain free, flowing. It is more like a fragrance than like a flower.
Okay. I feel like he's going back and forth on the same thing. I feel like he has learned the art of taking a cue from something, and unfortunately he sounds like that kind of a person. I know someone like this. My uncle does this. It's the type of person who has to disagree with everything, and he never really has a base or a reason to disagree. He just wants to have or force his unfounded, baseless ideas. First, there's no God, but he used the word godliness. What the fuck? If there's no God, why are you even trying to discuss him? He doesn't exist, right? Why are you even trying to discuss that topic? Because he could have just said there's no God and left it there. But there is this and this and that. However, he goes on and says there's no God, but there is self. When I tell you to go inside, right? Isn't that sounding like someone who's saying an egotistical thing? Because when you go inside and you're not gonna find God, you're gonna find something else. According to him, it's just silence. Consciousness. Silent consciousness. What the fuck does that even mean? It's silent consciousness. Really? How are you gonna have something in mind, in consciousness, and still have it in silence at the same time? What the fuck is he saying? It's like I'm listening him go back and forth using words just so he sounds like he's saying something profound. Oh, I did say this. They first have to dress a certain way, and then they have to speak slow. When you find God, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I am that fucking petty. This is stupid. It's beyond stupid for me. Yeah, I said that. Because you cannot say there is no such a thing as God. However, your concepts are still based on the word God, godliness. What the fuck? Where does that... Fine. Where's the concept of godliness emanating from? From the concept of God, of course. And what does that godliness look like? If there's no God, then there's nothing for you to base it upon, right? Because according to you, there's no bloody God, right? But there is godliness. So where does this godliness come from? What? Self? And where does that self come from? How are we sure that you are godliness? What is the criteria for us to define you as being godliness? From something that is consciousness and silent. What is your consciousness? Define that shit for us, please. And if it's silent, how do you know that it's there? How do you explain to us? How do you know that this consciousness of yours that is silent, it's actually there? Do you feel it? And how do you feel it? You don't hear it, right? How do you know? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it think like? What does it sense like? Since when it's silent, we know that we won't be able to hear it. But what is it? How do you know that this is consciousness? What the fuck is he saying, this guy? It's almost like he's trying to I watched him cancel God and still steal that concept and make it his own by saying godliness. I mean, he could be more creative than that. If you're going to disregard the concept of God, disregard it and disregard it for good. Don't go and say, oh, there's no such a thing as God, but then apply back and say there is godliness. Isn't that the same shit? Sorry, Father. Isn't that the same thing? But then what is your godliness based on? Because there's no God. What is it based on? Is it because of your godliness because you speak so slow and you dress a certain way and you speak like you are very deep thinking and whatever when you're not? He's not deep thinking. He's not using his fucking brains, because this is why I'm saying he's stupid. I don't know if is he still alive, this guy? He's stupid. He is eternally idiotic. And anyone who's been listening to him and thinking that he's saying anything, he's not saying anything, this guy. He says there's no God, but there's godliness. If there's no God, this concept of God is not there. It's just an ego. An ego is false. But then you call yourself, your shit that you find within yourself, godliness. Why use the word God in front of ness? Why didn't you say something else? Be creative. Why is he still using the concept God in front of his ness or leanness, whatever? There's no God. So, according to him, there's no God. Why doesn't he keep up with that crap and not try to steal from it, steal from that same concept and use it in his own by adding a few extra things? It's like saying there's no stupid, but there is stupidity. That's what he just did. There's no God, but there's godliness. There's no stupid, but there's stupidity. We can use other words, anything. It's just English, right? You're going to play with words. I'm not an English person like that. But I'm sure you can find something like that. I mean, what he just did is take the same concept, reapplied it, and put it in a different way, and said it doesn't exist first, and then he puts it in a different way and says it's not the same thing. However, it's within you, and it's consciousness. It's a silent consciousness, and you will immediately realize that it prevails in all of us. How do you realize that? If it's such a self thing, when you go inside yourself, if it's such a self thing, how the fuck would you know that it prevails in all of us? Because it's an internal thing according to you. It's something that you're guiding people to go within. How do I, from within, realize that? What is he talking about? Am I going within, finding this consciousness that I cannot understand whether I'm hearing or I'm feeling or I'm seeing or I'm imagining or whatever it looks like or it feels like? He does not share that. But what he did share about it is that you can't hear it. It's silent. Silent consciousness. That's what he said. He didn't say silence and consciousness. He said silent consciousness. I think I'll replay this. Maybe I didn't hear him properly. But, I mean, seriously, it's like this woman who's interviewing him is, you can see she's a deep thinker. She's fidgeting on her chair. It's almost like he wants to be like, bullshit. He should have said that. It's bullshit. He's just bullshitting. You know when they say bullshitters? But I think he's an idiot as well. These are the kind of people who are going to argue for the sake of argument. For the sake of, they just want to come up or come off as they have something better to say. You know, this woman asked a very simple question. He could have essentially said, maybe I don't believe in God, or I don't believe there is a God. But what he did say is that there's no God. According to him, his statement is complete and should be what everybody else possibly believes, because there is no God. If you're believing in God, I guess, I don't know, you're believing in, what did he say? In ego, and the ego is false. We're gonna replay this. Maybe I'm imagining what I'm hearing here. We're gonna replay this. I want to hear this idiocy again. It's like saying there's no idiot, but there's idiocy.
Is there such a thing as God?
No.
What is within us? You talk about turning inward. What does that really mean?
First, let us finish God.
Okay.
But there is no God.
Otherwise, she will interfere again and again. God is just a projection of the ego. As ego is false, and a substitute of a true self, God is the ego of the whole world.
But he doesn't exist, right?
A substitute self, because our egos cannot exist without support. They need universal support. And God gives immense support. When I say you go inwards, you are not going to find God at all. You are going to find a pure, silent consciousness. And you are going to realize immediately that the same consciousness pervades all. I call it godliness, not God. Because this is a quality. Don't give it a personality. Don't confine it into a person. Let it remain free, flowing. It is more like a fragrance than like a flower.
Enough said. I don't even know what to say extra to this. The last part, even, I don't understand. It's more like the fragrance than like a flower. I mean, what is? What is? Is it what he's finding inside? More like a fragrance than it is a flower, or is God more like a fragrance than it is a flower? This person is confusing. This clip is confusing. It's stupid. It sounds stupid. That pure, this is a comment. That pure silent consciousness is what people call God, Father, Brahman, Yahweh, Allah, etc. But most people are not realize that they are God. That some people are thinking, at least. There, the next comment. It's more like fragrance than a flower. And then he says, how profound. And then people are like, it is more like a fragrance than like a flower. Ay, ay, ay. Someone says his eyes are proof he has seen what he's speaking. They must be paying these people. They must be paying this bunch of idiots. Just because of someone says, I'm also reading from these comments that just because of someone put some sort of a new way of saying things, like this what flower shit, and this what is it that he said again? um he said a lot of things, to me they don't make sense. I don't know if anyone understands what he's saying. They keep quoting him, but no one is really explaining. I don't think people understand. What is it? What is he saying? A flower, right? It's designed, by design, has a fragrance, right? So you cannot separate it in that way just because of your Osho. You cannot separate it just because of you don't believe in God. It's how it comes. A flower has its own special design, whatever flower it is. If it's a flower without the scent or the fragrance, it is what it is, right? So you cannot come here and tell us it's more like a flower than the fragrance or whatever the shit that he wants to put it. These things go together. It's a description of it, right? It's how the flower exists in the world today. We expect it to have some things like color, petals, fragrance, all these things about it, right? So you cannot come here and try to separate it like that just because of your so and so, just because of you want to see it as what you want to see, just because of your brain is so fucking slow to see it everything as it's designed that way. You're designed that way, you know? It is how it is. You cannot question a flower and be like, why are you a flower and why are you having a fragrance? If it could answer, it could probably tell you, I don't know. I found myself like this. I guess I was designed like this, you know? And some of these things that he's saying is like, this is a quality. Don't give it a personality. They are quoting that shit here. And I'm like, who are you to tell us that this is a quality? Don't give it a personality. Why should we listen to you saying something is a quality, not a personality? What he's talking about is your inner self that he's directing to is a quality. It's not a personality. Or is he saying God is a quality, it's not a personality? But I'm thinking he's saying godliness is a quality. Don't give it a personality. I think that's what he's saying. But if that's the state, then we should question the quality of the shit that he's saying as well. How godliness is the shit that he's saying quality. How do we qualify that shit? As he's talking quality, how the fuck are we going to qualify and quality that shit that he just said? By going inside and finding something that is silent consciousness, pure silent consciousness. Just because of you say it slow doesn't necessarily make it profound. Fuck that shit. Oh, how profound. Idiot. Another bunch of another idiot. How is that even a profound statement? If I were to ask you, what do you understand by it? Can you fucking break it down before you go and fucking make a comment? To see if you understand what he's saying. And there are very smart people here who are saying what they think he might be saying. Not all of them are idiots, but not all of them are idiots, but a lot of these people who are repeating that shit. I keep saying this. Motherfuckers in this fucking world like fucking parroting. They like fucking parroting without any understanding. Oh, someone will quote some sort of a statistic when you check. Please go read and research. You're quoting something from the 1800s. Do you realize that what you're saying is from the 1700s and we are in 2026? People still quote shit from the 17, the 18, which are no longer relevant. Yeah, some of them can still exist today, but most are not relevant. Things have changed. Things have changed so much that you cannot be listening to this kind of consciousness kind of talk without really qualifying that shit. How do you go inside? There's no God. What is he going to say? I want to know. To be honest, I'm not interested in that shit. I'm just defragmenting this because I saw it and I was like, oh, this would be interesting. I guess I'm guided to it. But this type of shit is the type of shit that really upsets me because I kept saying I think my first recording's beginning, I said, he is God. He is God. You know how fucking people can be so fucking egotistical? Someone says there, hey, what he's talking about is this and this, and we are all gods. Oh, you are all gods, but God cannot be God. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're going to be egotistical like that and call yourself a god, But there can't be any other person out there who can call themselves a God. He's God Elohim. He has a name and a personality. His name is Elohim. Just like if you're going to call yourself Sarah God, he is God Elohim. Then what? Are you going to say to him, no, you can't call yourself that because you don't exist according to so and so? And the rest of us in the comment section, most of us believed him. We're not going to question him because of his talking this slow and deep and confusing us in a way. And then he's wearing that dress, that I am that petty. And I'm going to say whatever I want to say because, people are going to say whatever they want to say, right? You're going to go onto the internet and say shit like there's no God and whatever without really taking any kind of accountability of the shit that you're saying, right? So the rest of us can do the same thing because you can do it. Tomorrow's going to be somebody else who's going to say there is no such a thing as Osho knowing his shit because he knows nothing. He is just confusing people by switching and swapping and saying I keep saying. They also like this whole thing of saying keywords. Consciousness. They don't even understand what that means. They don't even understand what that means. Consciousness, I will give you my understanding from the origin of where I saw it existing. It's simply being aware of yourself. It's simply being aware that you exist. It's simply being aware where you begin and where you end. It's simply being aware what affects you. It's simply being aware how you think, what you're thinking about, how you process things, how you feel things, when I say how you process things, when Father was first time seeing light, he didn't even understand that for a long time, sorry, I'm burping, meaning it's true. Sorry, thank you, Father. He couldn't understand. He saw this light. Every time he said, who am I? Who am I? That's what consciousness is. Who am I? It's being aware of who you are. Where you start, where you begin, where you come from, what you understand, everything that you can. Because your self-consciousness as well, or your consciousness, is also something that is a self-exploration. You explore it. You could be lazy and just explore it up until this point, and someone could go as far as they need to, or as far as they allow themselves to go, or you could just explore it just gently so and just live in your life so, and each time you learn something new about yourself. Pure, silent consciousness, there's no such a fucking thing. There's no thing that even your mind might be silent to the outside world, but it's not silent inside your mind. You hear your thoughts. This is why they say you hear your thoughts. If he's saying you're going to go deep inside and you're not going to hear anything, then why the fuck are you here? What the fuck are you doing here? Why do you even exist? What's the point? What is the point? What's the point? Because the only being I understand, right? Not the only being that I understand, that what I understand about him is that he can go to a state of nothingness. And it's not it's an energy state, but it's even beyond energy, just darkness, right? That's Father. If you can do it, I don't know, maybe meditation people, I don't know, people who know how to meditate, I don't do meditation that good. Maybe people who do meditation can say something like they do get to that silent place, right? Where they don't have any thoughts and all of that. To be honest, Father, you did have a little bit of he didn't have a thought, but he had like a movement, like a sensation, right? That's the beginning. When he starts, he's got it's almost like you're not thinking, but it's just floating. It's just, there's something, but it's so small. The power, the energy is so small. It's almost so faint. And it just kind of like gets absorbed in that darkness. But then it grows, it grows, it grows, it grows, it grows. And as it grows, it starts, the more it grows, right? The more it feels itself, the more it sees, it's not seeing itself, but it's almost like it's sensing itself. Sense. I think I would use the word sense more. It's when consciousness begins. It doesn't know whether it can ask a question, or it doesn't know what it is. It doesn't know if it should even be. It doesn't know anything. It's just floating. It's just energy. And the more it starts moving, the more it creates even more movement. It doesn't build up. It's like you need so much of energy to create a state of, to get to the point where you create a state of thought, whatever thought that is. For instance, in his case, the first thought was just moving and sensing himself. And the more he went and did that, he felt and sensed more and more of himself. That was still a thought. It hadn't questioned itself. It hadn't had a question. It hadn't had an intelligence yet. It was just existing. It was just moving, floating. It's almost like a sound. And it grows, it grows, it grows. And then Osho comes and says it's silent. No, it's not. It's not supposed to be silent, because silence means there's no movement, and silent means there's no vibration. And when you have no vibration, it means you're not existing yet. Your thought is a vibration. This is what I'm saying. When he says go inside, what does he mean? What does he see? What does he feel? And if he's not hearing anything, meaning either it's so low, right, that he cannot hear it with his own perception of it, of mind, but does he sense it? That's what I want to know. Because he wants to talk all consciousness and shit, right? Let's talk consciousness. Can he sense it? That's my question. If he says he can sense it, then it means there's movement. It means there's a vibration in there. And that vibration is God. That vibration is what we call God, not godliness. It's God. It's energy. It's dark energy. You must understand something about God. the concept of God means a being like him is above a certain type of level of beings. That's all it means. And there are many, many other gods created by the God, the creator himself. So there is a concept of God. So what he's saying is that he's basically saying all the gods who are existing, all the gods that you know in history, which are real, right? The Kalis and them are real. They are programs. They are God programs. You know why they're God programs? Because they didn't go around fucking around, bullshitting around like him. They came here, they fucking mastered themselves. They mastered their spirituality. And they understood the assignment. They didn't come here to confuse people. Know this. When you become a God, you become a God by impacting the world in a positive way. If he's not doing that, he ain't reaching that God status. He's going to die. He's going to end up somewhere at that T junction between hell and heaven, and we shall see which way he turns. I'm just saying. Don't be surprised. This is why people, when they go to heaven, there's this story, man. People like to say this story where people go to heaven, or is it hell? Or even either or. And they are wondering, oh my goodness, you're here? If you are here with the rest of us, I thought you would be. And this is why when they go to hell as well, they find all these priests and this. I recently learned that my one of the sisters, in the in Catholic Church, is in there as well. They said she's listening. And I was like, yeah, you know who you are. And I remembered that they said that I was going to talk about someone on earth who I used to be on earth who's in hell. She's going to hear me. She's going to hear me. And actually that would trigger her to start working on herself. It's like it's going to give her a clue of why she ended up. It's almost like she feels like she's upset. She feels like she's been stuck there because she's upset that she did all the work. She did all the Christian shit. Why is she there? It's like she's better, right? Yeah, you're going to find yourself in hell. Keep following this shit. You're going to find yourself in hell. Because he's fragmenting people by telling lies. And he's stealing energy from God himself. There's no God, but there's godliness. I mean, why do you use the word God in front of that ness of yours? There's so many gods. So many. So many. I don't know if he's a god himself. I don't get that. Is he a god, Father? They say he's stuck. I feel like on level 3, they say he's stuck just like everyone else on level 3. That level is not funny. It's not funny, that level. It's not funny. It's hard. I thought I was gonna get through it, and it you repeat it a couple of times. They said he's stuck just like everyone else. It's like Father's like, it's like he's saying like, they're stuck just like everyone else. Like not everyone else, but I mean like most people. Not even like a lot of people are he's stuck. Oh no, a lot of people are beyond him. He's stuck because of these concepts. He refuses to learn. Oh, that's why he sounds this way. It's almost like he. Am I supposed to say this, Father? Must he find himself? Must he do his work? I'm. Um. Okay. Um. It's like you know how I'm a learning program, and it's like you have to be able to learn well in order to be able to teach well. So if you don't learn well, you're going to teach. Oh my goodness, I am having a vision. You said something about this person. All right, I remember now. It's like he's not the only one who gets that. Learning programs have seems to be most learning programs. It's a common thing. It's a common issue with learning pro, pro, pro programs. Isn't like when you're a learning program, you're most probably going to teach as well. So if you cannot get past learning yourself, that is understanding concepts and understanding your spirituality and understanding what is it that is blocking you from learning properly, you are always going to spew out incorrect information. I mustn't say that. He must find out what it is. Okay. He must find out what is preventing him from. There's something about his program that is prevent. He needs to know what his program is as well, just like everybody else. We're not going to give him a cue here. It doesn't work. Father says it doesn't work that way. It's like you won't get energy. If I give you the answer, if I give you an answer of what program you are, or if I give you a direction or a clue in a way, I can give you a clue, but if I solve your problems, let me say if I solve your problem, if I help you solve your problem, you're not getting that energy. You don't gain, you don't grow. It's like you didn't lift that spiritual lift or heavy. You didn't lift that spiritual weight on your own. So that muscle won't develop. And when that muscle won't develop, it means that you'll always need me or someone else or something else, a crutch, things like what he's doing now, to help you lift that weight, that spiritual weight, so to speak. So it's almost like he needs to do that himself. He, just like everybody else, he's going to need to do that. He's going to need to go deep and understand who he is. That very deep thing that he's talking about, he he's going to have to learn. I remember, Father, you said something about this person. I feel like you even said this is an issue with most learning programs. It's not an issue. It's like it's something that most learning programs has to get past. It's it's the test. Whether or not, oh, okay, I remember that. He keeps failing. He keeps failing. There's something else about him. There's something else. I'm also getting that he refuses. He refuses. I feel like it's laziness. You know what? I'm starting to solve his problem. I can see him. I can kind of like see him. I can kind of like understand what Father was saying. Um, oh shit. He's gonna have to get past that himself. It's not a big deal, but the thing is he refuses. I'm hearing that he refuses to learn. It's almost like there was a time when he was coming up fine. He reached that level which most of us reach, got stuck, and started having a throwing a tantrum kind of a thing. Like, why is it so hard? I'm not gonna do this or something like that. And then he gives up, but then he has this program thing, his innate thing to teach because he that's who he is. But because of he's not willing to work on that thing that everybody gets stuck in. At some stage, I see him, man. I saw him. He kept failing and failing and failing. And it's like, yeah, man, like, you know, when you're trying to do something and then it's not working and they keep saying, no, keep trying, you get it. And then he got he got upset. He gets upset. And then he's like, I'm not gonna learn. Not I'm not gonna learn, but it's just like I'm done with this. This is stupid. I'm not gonna follow this and something like that. He throws a tantrum. He gives up. Essentially he gives up. But then he goes into his mind and says, why do I feel like I see Uncle Omen somewhere there? Oh shit. Obviously. They're sending me all of those kinds. To say something. I see my uncle saying to him, who's going to prove that you didn't finish your learning? I also didn't finish my learning. They're the same. They're the same. They got stuck. Everybody gets stuck on 3. Everybody gets stuck on 3. Everybody repeats 3. Not once, not sometimes. You'll be lucky not to repeat it 3 times. Actually, Father said to me, no one has ever not repeated it more than 3 times. It's like you have to do it 3 times at least. But Uncle Olman says to him, I see them. There's an ocean. There's an ocean. They are at the I don't know why they're there. Maybe it's the spiritual part of it. The spiritual world. Father's showing me he's given up. Uncle Olman approaches him. They're walking on some edge of banks of a what is it? It's not a beach, man, but I see water. They're walking there. He's telling him, just like me, who's gonna know whether or not you're finished with your lessons? You're a learning program. That's what you were programmed to do. I just need you. It's as if like he's playing on his he has this strong need to teach, right? But then, Father, I'm not going to say too much. The other part about learning is the problem, I think. He doesn't want to learn. So he may be able to teach, which he could have been. You hear what he's saying. But the base, his database or whatever is coming from, it ain't having the right shit in there. This is why he makes up things. Did I say too much? Oh, I'm defragmenting him. Okay. I don't wanna go too far. But he knows. Apparently he knows what I'm saying is true. He gave up somewhere and then decided he's approached by the devil. Yeah. He's approached by Uncle Devil and says to him, I need you. It's almost like he is good at teaching. It's just he's he doesn't have the knowledge. Yeah. The wisdom is not there, is lacking. He's got the skills, the gift of gab, but he doesn't have the supporting knowledge. He didn't gain, yeah, he didn't go through his spiritual paths to gain the knowledge for him to be able to transfer to the world. It's not that he's not a teacher. He is a learner teacher. He's a learning tool. He's a learning program, but he gave up on level 3 and through his tantrums stopped learning because it's hard. And him and Uncle Omen decide that they're going to anyway use the other part of the other gift. As in, like, where is Elohim? Like, where is God? He's not even helping you with this. And he had a problem. It's like, no, I cannot. He had given up. I cannot teach because I cannot get past this. And he's like, who's gonna know? Who's gonna know if you finished your teaching? All you have to do is just come up with things. As if like the world will lap it up, you know. The world will just consume anything you say. It's like he is. It's like even then I don't know when, but there's a time when he was very much out there. So he managed to teach up until a certain his database. Let's say you're a learning tool, but your database is like you last updated it. I don't know when you were 20, something like that, and from then onwards you never updated it, and you're like you never worked on it, you never put more wisdom in it, you never updated it, you never got the upgrades or something like that, and you're like 80 and you're in this profession and you're trying to teach, but you're still teaching a little bit, you're still teaching from the little bit that you learned when you were young. It's like that. Perhaps when he was starting out, when he was younger, he was, I feel like he was younger. Father, you said something about his age. He was younger. He was younger. He started being this, he showed up. It's okay. So, this person, I see him young. I'm feeling him young. Young man. 16, 8, 16. I don't know why. Showing signs, talking things. deep things, goes further. He's growing, and he's talking. I don't know why I'm feeling the age 20 something, 26. This is where he gets stuck. Maybe I'm lying. I don't know. I don't know, but I feel like he he was powerful up until a certain age, and he used, this is why the devil approached him, said, why are you going to give up? They used that momentum that he had when he was younger, coming up until that age where he stops growing, to use it as a gimmick to say the world knows you already. I don't know, was he 26 or something like that? And we're gonna use that and ride it along. Who's gonna know whether or not you finish your your training or not? Something like that. Father shows me, Father, I don't know if I'm getting these ages right. I need to remember my own version. So Father shows me that I feel like he shows me this person young. He shows me this person young. I don't know, man. You know these ages of young people. Is he like around 8 or so? He's actually not even wearing a top. Like he's not dressed. He's not wearing something on top. On at the top. He's not wearing a top. Skinny child. Not too skinny, just, normal child, normal 8-year-old. 16 is becoming like a very, is that kind of a person who that child, people know to say something. Like he would say something. He always has some wise words to say. Did I read this thing somewhere? I must go and find out. I don't remember reading. I didn't know he was Osho. I thought he was a Sadhguru. Is this Sadhguru? Yeah, I've been, I have commented on him before. Sadhguru. Oh shit. Oh shit. Mm. Okay, I see further. The reason why Father came to me with this vision of him, of when he was growing up, how he was growing up, is because he says to me, you're gonna have a when Father gave me this, he says to me, this vision, when he showed me him growing up from that early age, maybe I don't know, 8, I don't know how old these children are, but when he's growing older, he's like 16 or something like that. Like, I don't know, 16, like a teenager, man. He's got a character, man. He's got um, he's that guy that's gonna say something. And then he grows older to be 20 somethings. I'm hearing 22, but I do hear strong 26. I feel like 26 is when he gets stuck. He couldn't keep up with the growth. This is where he gets stuck. And then he keeps trying, but he's getting stuck there. And then he gives up. But this is where Uncle Roman approaches him and says to him, hey, you've done all this. You know how to talk, right? You know how to teach. Why don't you continue with it? And he's like, no, I have a learning problem. So I don't have, like, I can't get past this to get through to get the knowledge base, the upgraded knowledge to go through with my program teaching. Uncle Orman convinces this person to say, you don't have to stop just because of you don't have the other side. We can still use your other gifts. And he's like, but where am I going to be teaching from if I don't know stuff? And he's saying, who's going to know that you don't know stuff? All you have to do is just make shit up. And when you listen to most of his recordings, he sounds like he's making things up. It's almost like either he's making things up or they are helping him make things up. But when you listen to the interviews, he just makes things up. He makes things up most of the time. But then, because I wasn't sure where I stand with him, except for this recording. And I'm like, bullshit. I'm done with him. I've been trying. So Father comes to me. He says, you're going to have a problem defragmenting this one. And I'm like, okay, who's this one? He's like, I'm going to show you something. So he shows me something, and he shows me him growing up as a child, having this personality, growing up and growing up and growing, and bam, there's a point in his life where he gets stuck. And this is like level 3. We all get stuck there. Don't get yourself all worked up. Just keep going. Just keep trying. You're going to get through it. And another level is going to be like, apparently it's 8. 8 takes long. And I'm kind of pissed at it. I don't know if I'm an 8. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not happy with it. It takes long. It's not just difficult. It takes long. It's forever. 3 and 8 are your what do you call those levels? I don't know what gamers would call these tough levels, but they are very tough. That's the test of they are the test of your spirituality, the test of your character as well. But he gave up. He threw tantrums. He threw a tantrum and gave up. He's kind of pissed. I'm sensing that he was kind of pissed, defeated, and pissed that he couldn't get through it. He didn't understand why God had to make it so hard. Father explained to him what I'm explaining, that it has to be him who works through it. In order for him to gain the power, he needs to work through it himself. That is, he needs to lift that weight with his own spiritual muscle. Only then will that spiritual muscle become stronger. The more he practices that, the more he's going to become strong. And when he becomes that strong enough for him to move past that part, it will come. But this person gives up. I'm hearing many give up. Oh, okay. I'm hearing many give up. And then, but they get back on that. They get back. Many give up, and then they come back like many years later. They work on themselves. I feel like there's a time when he tried to as well. But he'd already signed the deal. Oh yeah, and then I think this is where Father shows me something like that. I was like, what are you doing? I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to gain my... It's like the more he does this, the more he feels it's becoming difficult for him to keep up the facade. And he feels this is something that actually motivates him to try it again, to go and try. But then Uncle Omen comes in, that is the devil comes in and says, what the heck are you doing? And he's like, no, I'm trying to get back into my spiritual path. Uncle Orman is like, no, 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 no. Remember this deal? You signed this. You're gonna work with me like this. He's trying to convince him, yeah, but if I do my spiritual path, I'll be able to teach properly. I don't have, it's almost like he's saying, I don't have anything to teach because I don't have that database. I don't have that upgrade of the new version, the new database, the new information, the new knowledge, the new wisdom, or whatever you want to call it. Uncle Orman is like, don't worry about that. I'll give you your database. I'll give you what you're going to say. Shit. Oh, fuck. It's like, he's like, so this guy's like, but I don't have anything to say. Like, he's now frustrated with always trying to keep up with what he's going to say next. The devil says, don't worry about that. I'll tell you what to say. This vision goes further. Where does it go? I'm in India. There's a spiritual timeline track in India, obviously. There should be. Where? Whose spiritual timeline track is that? Alright. So that's a normal one. That's a general one. That's Father's one. There's a spiritual timeline track in India. I get that these things are everywhere. Uncle Omen hid them. That is, the devil hides them. They're there. Uncle Orman actually found him on that track, and he's like, what are you doing? He's telling him, I'm going back on my path. I'm trying to get back on my... It's like, he enjoys teaching. He enjoys... It's almost like the devil gave him something that he wanted. He is enjoying it, but he knows that it would be even better, much, much better, if he could do it in an authentic way. However, there is a time when he decides, no, is this the time he's going to decide again to go back? Or is this, he's going to decide to go back again? No. They're saying he's going to receive my recording and he's going to decide to go back. Shit. But then, he's going to decide to go back, but Uncle Omen is going to make it difficult. Very difficult. I see Uncle Omen, but now he's not alone. I feel like it's with my sister, but there's other people. This man is going to go back on that track. This man is going to run that spiritual path. But then Uncle Omen, they're going to come. It's like he was going. He's moving. He's enjoying it even. He's enjoying it this time. It's different this time for him. He's enjoying it. He's remembering how wonderful it used to be for him before he got stuck. And this time he's different. He's different because he's got alive. He's lived somewhere. He's done things. He's been somewhere. He knows other things that kind of like helps him get past some of the other things that he struggled with last time. And he's amazed that he's able to do that now. Not everything, some things he's struggling. And I feel like he's going to get past, he's still on level 3, but he's going to get past the point that used to give him a problem. And just when he goes to the next, he tries to go to the next, I think he's about, this one looks very squarish. It's not like a bending, it's more like turning square ways. You know, the Indian one. It is a track, but it's like square, it's like the corners are very sharp. Almost sharp. It's not like bending in a way. I don't know why it's like that. It's still bending, but it's like sharper bends. That is the spiritual timeline track. But once he tries to go to the next point, guess what these fuckers do? They come up right in front of him. It's like he didn't come alone. Hey, this guy's. The devil comes with my imposter brother sister, and I think I know which ones. I know who's the other two. Never mind. It's always the other two, the other fallen family group. But anyway, they come up at him. They stand in front of where he's going to pass with his secret, with his the cart that he gets that you get on. They come in front of him and he sees them and he stops. It's like they stop in front of on the track, and Roman is on the track stopping in front of him, isn't like, you're not getting through here. Then it's like, I thought we talked about this. This guy is like, no, I've decided to do this. He's adamant this time. He's firm. He's trying to be firm. And he's brought in. This is why I was asking myself if Father's gonna. He's gonna. I feel like he's saying, like, go away, like, go away. I'm doing this, like, you like, move, go, get away, move. They were just, seriously, you know, these fuckers, they come up as if like they are. I feel like Father's helping him. Father's like, don't worry about, tell them to leave. They're not gonna do anything to you. Just tell them, be firm. Father's guiding him. He's being guided. Father is there with him and he's guiding him. He says to him, don't show fear. Just tell them to go. And they can't believe it. You know why? They are like that. They are pussies like that. They come up at him as if like they're gonna stop him, and they brought in muscle. But these people are not really that big, right? But they don't really do anything. He just basically says, no, go, move, move. I wanna go. And he starts moving as if like he's gonna run him over. And Uncle Roman has no choice but to move. And then he goes, and he's laughing this time. I feel like the next part, the one where he was going to, he's gonna pass it. He's gonna go past it. Why do I hear something about his son? His son, does he have a son? Is it a son or daughter or something? His children. His son. I heard son though. As always, they're gonna try to threaten him with something like that. I feel like Father saying that he's promising him to, that his son will be fine. But I'm not sure, man. Is his son young? This is his grandchildren or something like that. Like they basically threatening him about his family, his son, or his son's family or something. But why do I feel like he's laughing at them? Like God will take care of them or something like that. And he's laughing. He's like, he's riding. He's faster this time. He's riding and he's laughing. Ah, God will take care of them. Something like that. With a, he's like a child. He's like a kid again. He's on that track, and he's passing that. This thing that he's this part that he's passing, the next part that he's passing. He was expecting not to be able to get through it. The one that they stopped him before, just not just before, but before he goes to it, on the way to it, he thought he was gonna get stuck, but then he goes there and he passes it right, and he starts even laughing some more. Like he's like having too much fun now. So he's gonna go back on his path. He's gonna go back on his path. He's gonna go back on his path, and he's going to. Uh, does he get 5? Yeah. He's gonna wake up. I feel like they're saying something about behind me. I feel like he's gonna be fast. I feel like he is a learning tool. Like it's not like me, right? Where I'm doing many other things. He's like the learning tools. He's not one of them. I mean, he's one of them. He's not just him, but he's one of the learning tools. It's like it's his passion. It's not like me who does it. It's passion in some way, but I said no. I refused it. I was like, anything else but that. And father's like, are you sure? It's like, It's like, you're gonna be good at it. I was like, mm. But for him, this is why he has such he does it in that way. The only problem is that uh, he might have just been scripted or been controlled in some way. That's why this whole thing that he's telling us is bullshit. And what I don't appreciate as well, well, that's me. You can say whatever you want. Is all these fuckers in the comment section also perpetuating that shit? And I'm like, people can be so dumb in 2026 still. I mean, we are in 2026. Do you have to be a parrot in 2026? Seriously? Come on. Grow up, man. Seriously, I'm sick of this. I'm not even going to pretend like it's going to be a nice thing for me or to pretend like I can stomach it. I can't. It's bullshit. It's just too much. I at some stage when I was reading the comments, I'm thinking maybe they also paid. Maybe they also signed up the contract. But I'm getting they're not necessarily. They're just lazy as fucks who don't want to apply themselves. Some people are trying, but it's a few. It's like out of 1 out of 5, maybe. It's a lot, but I guess. But 1 out of 5 people, or 1 out of 7. I'm not taking that. Mediocrity, that bullshit. Oh, yeah. This type of people who would be like, when somebody says something and then they'll be like, yeah, what is it? bars. Oh goodness, there's someone who does that. I just don't feel like I want to listen to him. I want to put this, like when they say put a sock in it. When he says that, it's like he says bullshit, and then after saying bullshit, he's like bars, and I'm like, can I stuff his mouth with his socks and his underwear so that he shuts the fuck up? Because I can't. Ish, this mediocrity, man. It's sickening. It's sickening. I don't know how the world is still um s- swallowing this shit. How do you digest it even? I can't. I refuse. No ways. I refuse. I refuse. No. A simple no. I will not listen to rubbish and repeat it just because of it said by someone who's wearing. I don't know. I'm sorry, but Osho, I don't hate you. It's just I don't understand why you guys have to wear gimmicks. It's like, why do they have to always be in some sort of a costume? Come on, can't you just be normal for normal people to relate with you somehow? Or maybe there's a dress code. I've never seen that kind of dress code for India. I love Indian dressing, you know. Um, that thing that he wears like he's in a spaceship or something. I think they created that look for him. And I don't know. Or maybe there are people like that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know anything about Indian clothing so much. But it was like, hey man, it's not. Or maybe it's a version of it. I don't know. The funny part is he used to not, something about him not wearing a top. There's something about him. As if like he used to like to not wear a top. And now he's covered in this material. But no, I understand now because of he's an older person, right? He can't present that way. But maybe it's his style. He has a flair. But you wonder if it's authentic. He's gonna have to, I don't know, I just don't see it authentic. I don't think it's authentic. He doesn't come off as authentic. He doesn't sound as authentic. He doesn't come up as authentic. And I kept saying, I don't know about this guy. I don't know. Father comes to me, he's like, you're gonna have a problem defragmenting this one. It's because of he is actually a learning tool, but then I want you to understand where he's coming from. So when he shows me that part about him where he has this conversation with you know who, the devil himself, yeah, I said that. This is where it changes for me. It's like, oh, so he did know some stuff at some stage, at some early age stage. He was coming along and then he gets stuck somewhere. And he gets stuck, he keeps getting stuck there. And then frustration grows and grows. And then once he's like that frustrated and that broken, the devil obviously knows, so sees him and is like, yeah, that one I can use. He talks too much. He talks too much. He's just like me. I get the feeling he wasn't even this slow, Father. You didn't show me when he was young, he wasn't this. No. He was like that guy that would say something. This is what I'm saying. He feels like that guy would be like, yeah, you know what? Spirit says you need to shut up. Something like that. But for some reason, they created this image of persona, the egos that he's talking about, which are false. They're just reeking out of him. If you really look at him, when you look at the recording, the video, you can see that and he's closing his eyes, or maybe they act. Okay, let me not say too much, but I don't know. It's something in right there. Anyway, so Osho, right? I thought it was Sadhguru, or it's not the same person. Either way, could never understand them. You hear them and you're like, this is why I keep saying that these spiritual concepts, they sound good, but they're not really saying much. They're not really saying much. They sound good, they just don't say much. They just say rubbish in there. And you think, oh, profound. It's like, ah. If this is the level of profoundness, I don't want any part of it. This is mediocrity, this. If you want to take this shit and be like, oh, it's profound, what is this man saying? Can people just apply themselves, apply their minds, and think about what is he saying, really? One person tried to explain what he's trying to say, and then he says it's because of we are all gods, and I'm like, okay, fine. So you are God, but there's no God. Everybody is God, but there's no God. What is he saying? What are they saying? Then don't use the word God. Don't use the word God, whether referring to yourself, referring to some concept again. Don't use that word. If you don't believe in it, then drop it. Don't go and apply just some other place because it doesn't exist for you, right? Don't go and make it a quality instead of a personality because that word or that being does not exist. That concept, not even being, that concept doesn't exist. So why are you using the word? It's a quality. And I'm like, since when we look at things in that way? And who are you to say such things? That we should look at it, we shouldn't give it a personality. Why shouldn't we? Who are you to say to us what we should and shouldn't do? I know who I am. I can tell you who I am. Do you know who you are? Since well, you went deep inside, apparently, and you found some consciousness and it was so silent and pure. Who are you? Who are you, Osho? Do you still remember? Or are you just going to try to act dumb like the rest of them? It's going to get heavy. You won't be able to keep up that shit for too long. I'm just saying. It's going to get heavy. Imagine, I just had a vision. Imagine if people like Oshos and Sadhgurus or whatever gurus, just like the priest who got burned when Father did the that when I'm just imagining if Father did the upgrade right now, without us have learning to vibrate higher. If Father did the upgrade right now, he wow, I, I I would like to watch. I would like to just see. Motherfuckers are gonna be burning. They're going to be burning. Because there's no way you're gonna be lying like this, misguiding people and talking out of your, what do you call these things? Shoulder pads or something like that. I know I'm petty. I'm petty. I'm not gonna apologize for that. It's just kind of weird for me. I'm gonna wear it one day. I swear. I want to be in the styles as well. And talk slow. That shit is funny. Anyway, what do I say? I'm just imagining, let's say we all vibrate, right? And learn to vibrate higher. Most people do. And some of us don't, right? Just because of they're going to be stuck in this profound shit of theirs. And that light came. Because this is a 3D world, right? the 4D, the first level of 4D upgrade comes through, and things has to be returned, right? These people are going to burn. There's a level, it might not be the first phase of 4D, but because I remember that the priest seemed like a lot of people went old, right? They got very, very old because of the energy was zapped from them, that their stolen energy, their karma, right? And returned to where it needs to be. So let's say it ran, and people like them, like Osho's and whoever, we already know where the devil's going to be hiding. He knows. He's not stupid. He's going to be somewhere underground. Is that why these rich people are building this? What is this thing? What do they call these underground houses of theirs? Bunkers. My goodness, that's why. These rich people are all building these bunkers. They don't see themselves vibrating high. It means that they're so far. How much did they steal then? Dang, they must have stolen so much that. Oh, I get what they're doing. What they're doing is they're thinking through that if that light comes through, they don't want to look old. They don't want their shit zapped. That's why they're moving. And these people have things inside there. Even the earth crust is being upgraded. Oh shit. Not the earth crust, I mean the earth core is being upgraded. Father's laughing. He's like, they don't know that even the earth core is being upgraded. But think about it. You have to upgrade earth. Earth spirit has to upgrade. It's upgrading everything. The real world, right? The real core, because we are living on a fake layer created by the devil in them, but the real crust of earth and earth itself is still existing, right? Covered by just this layer. And that world is 3D. Okay, it's fine. It's working. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. But that's what this mission is also about. Is upgrading even that the real layer to 4D. So everything is being upgraded. The spirit of the world, the spirit of earth itself, the spirit of the planet, everything is upgraded. How the heck are you going to be 4D when your world or earth itself is 3D? It doesn't make sense. So that core also has to be upgraded to a 4D, fourth dimension energy. These fuckers are gonna be, they're not gonna, ooh. Will they be able to even get out of that place? They're gonna be too, they're burying themselves. Ooh. Why am I getting through to this part, Father? Why are you sending me there now? They're going to be burying themselves. They're going to bury themselves alive. Because if that energy they stole is so much that they think that they... I'm hearing that even the essence, the things that they put in there is going to... Same way like that... I feel like it was a VW car, you know that? A red VW car. Even that red VW car, they saying, Father saying, if all the things that they put, because they have cars, are going to go, they're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna burn. They're gonna. Hey, I'm not seeing a very nice situation, eh? You know what they're showing me, eh? Shit might just burn underground there. Like if they haven't done things properly, when that light passes through Earth, because it's sort of like when I was watching the car, it did have some smoke, and this is why I'm saying, when you burn, even yourself, when you burn, you are smoking. You're smoking. There's fumes being. So they're saying they don't know what those fumes are gonna be like. Oh, I feel like Father, you confirmed this again. Father's like, those people underground. I didn't know what he was talking about. He said something about those people. The Father said the problem is those people underground. I don't know what the fumes are going to do to them. To be honest, he's kind of concerned that you guys. I don't know why you're concerned. He's concerned about these rich people. He's saying some of them are not bad. You, yeah, they can still work on. Yeah, that's what you said as well. I remember you saying someone. It's if like they've been convinced to do something like that, but they don't realize that they can still work on themselves. They are not bad. They're not in that bad state. But they might have to give up some of the things that they have. I remember, Father, we were. Wait. This is the third wave or what? You said the third wave. Oh, okay. Father's gonna stop the third wave of 4G. And I wanted him to push through. I was like, why are you waiting? Father said, something about that light is different. Oh, that's the light that is going to be upgrading Earth and the rest of the, like it's going to be upgrading Earth itself. That's because he did the first wave, right? Then that car smoked, and then my cousins went old. Everybody went old. Most people went old, right? The second one, when he did it, I remember the priest. This is the part where the priest was burning, right? And then people, they worked on themselves. Lucifer and them tried to help them to work on themselves. A lot of people got out of their homes. Eventually, they were able to walk outside because they've worked on themselves, right? They were able to vibrate higher. A lot of people were leaving the warehouse, right? So that third wave, Father stopped it. And I was like, wait, why did you stop? Because now I'm like, I'm just concerned about time, you know. I'm always like, time, I need to get out of here. When are you doing this? And he's like, I'm just concerned about those people down there. People in the underground. And I was like, what people? And he told me that your uncle convinced people to your uncle's convincing people. Okay, I'm lying. Your uncle was on a campaign to convince people, certain people, to move underground, that the light won't get them underground, to move their assets underground. And then he shows me a picture, and I remember being horrified, like, what? There are people actually living underground? Like, I was like, what? There's people? And it's like, yeah. they're living like moles and stuff. He said something like that. They're living like moles or something like that. And I'm like, but then what's the problem? Father's like, that light is for upgrading. It's the last upgrade, I think, to upgrade F as F itself and everybody else again. It's like it's the harshest one. It goes deep. This is why he was only upgrading us first, right? The first one and the second one, he was upgrading us and helping us to upgrade. But the third one is gonna go deep into the Earth's core, not crust, core. So he's concerned about, and I'm like, but he's like, even if they survive, I don't know how they will handle the fumes under there. I actually didn't feel sorry for them. I remember thinking, it's like, why are you making it your problem? It's like, you don't understand. Some of them are, oh no, I know what else. He says, you don't understand. Some of them are actually not bad. They can still work on themselves. But, something is key here. There are some beings who have been convinced, who are actually powerful beings who shouldn't be doing this shit in the first place. As in, like, they are being duped. They are not aware. As in, like, I feel like there's one specific person or one of few specific person who've fallen into this trap. It's almost like all of them, but there's this one person that Father wants out of there. One or two people that Father wants out of there. Like Father feels they don't understand. They're fearful for nothing. Hey, these days, you just like Father these days, he has this thing of chopping and putting things in the same recording. Like my triggers. He uses things like this, Osho and them, to trigger certain deep things. He says, I'm gonna need you to talk to them. Tell them that it's not bad. They just need to work on themselves. And sure, they might have to lose their assets or some of their assets, but it will be worth it in the end. Ah, okay. Father, when he was pacing, by the way, guys, he was going back and forth. Because I kept saying, why aren't we doing this? You know me. I was like, why did you stop it? We were almost finished. We are almost there. Why did you stop? And when he told me about these people, I was like, so they went and decided that they want to live there. Why should we have to wait for them? Again, it's the rich people. We all having to suffer because of the rich. This is me now, right? Father's like, you don't understand. Some of them are actually not that bad. They can still work on themselves. Yeah, sure, they're going to lose a few things, but they can still get them back. Something like that. And I was like, I still didn't care. I remember I just folded my arms and I was sitting on something and swinging my legs and like I sat on some, I don't know if it's a wall or something, and I'm swinging my legs and folding my arms. I was like, I still don't get it. But then when he tells me that, there's two individuals that come into my mind. He pops two images of two people in my mind. Who are they? He said some of them are not that bad, but they got duped to stay in there. He's concerned about the fumes that he's concerned about, ne? Is the fumes of the stuff in there that were which are gonna burn, which were created or acquired through low vibrational means. That's what he's saying. He was saying they might get old. That's fine, but he's not sure what happens when if those things if they burn, not if they're gonna burn. He's not sure what the beings inside those holes. Let's not call them bunkers. They are fucking mole holes, right? He's not sure how they're gonna handle if they're going the fumes. They're gonna handle the fumes because it's going to burn. Shit. He says some of them are not bad. He said, in fact, most of them are not bad. But your uncle went on some campaign to tell them to. You see what happens when you parrot shit and you listen to bullshit and you just go with it and not really apply your mind. What did he tell them though? Father saying he doesn't know, he doesn't understand. Uncle Oman, the devil doesn't know how the upgrade works. He doesn't understand like what I understand about. Obviously, if we're gonna be 4D, we're gonna need an environment that is 4D, right? We cannot be upgraded to 4D and Earth itself is 3D. Earth has to be 4D. But he thought that the light would be on top. And Father saying, obviously 4D, that crust, not crust, man, destiny, that core needs to behave differently. Who knows? Maybe now it's red. After 4D is gonna be blue. How are we gonna know that shit? I don't know, Father. I'm sorry. But we're gonna learn, right? The scientists are gonna go in there, discover shit, and we're gonna tell us and like, oh, it's no longer red, it's blue, or it's orange, or whatever it is that color. Father, what did you do with that one? Okay, I don't wanna know about that now. But it has to be upgraded to handle. We feed off each other. Remember, Earth feeds off us and we feed Earth. We cannot be in 4D mode and Earth has a smaller capacity to handle that 4D. And we will be drawing energy from Earth as well. So we cannot be 4D while Earth remains 3D. That core needs to change. Those crusts or those, what is it? Planes, those layers within. Hey, now my geography is very old. There's the core and there's those layers in there. They also need to be upgraded to a 4D kind of a energy source. And you're not going to be able to, you're going to have, the energy is going to penetrate. Look, I'm standing next to the wall. Some wall, right? And I'm sitting on something and this energy wall, right? Father had to stop it quickly. It's like we were expecting it to come through and he stopped it. And I said, I was happy because I was like, oh, finally I can go home. After this whole shit is done, I'm going. And then Father stopped it. We were all surprised. I remember Lucifer also coming out. He's like, what happened? And I was like, Father, what's going on? And then he comes over. It's like, I stopped it. And I'm like, why? And he's like, it's those people in the holes, in the underground. And I'm like, what people? He's like, he gives me a mental picture of all this. Like, it's not a lot, but there are some people. It's not a lot, and I'm seeing all, and they have fancy things in there. They seem to be having fancy things. Like, it's fancy. It's a very fancy. Some are fancy places. Some are not fancy. Some are very fancy. Like, it's like, oh, wow, fancy. Father's like, I I don't know how they're gonna handle the fumes. And some of them are not bad. They can actually get out and work on themselves. So he says to me, I'm gonna need you to talk to them. And I was like, why should we? If they're gonna want to go and live there, he's like, no, you don't understand. And then he gives me this mental picture. There's two people. There's two beings in there, well-known beings. They're not necessarily related to each other. Maybe they are spiritually, but they're not really in together like that. But those two beings, they know themselves. They will know themselves. They need to get out of there. They need to start working on themselves. But Father says, in fact, not almost all of them are not bad. You need to talk to them. You need to tell them to work on themselves and to get out of those holes. Because he doesn't think you're gonna handle the fumes. Because it's going to burn. It's going to burn. Everything that you've created, as long as it's low vibrational. That car was smoking. And I was like, oh. And the priest as well was smoking. The priest, you know how he was smoking, the priest, his skin was smoking. His black that thing that they wear, a jacket, not even a jacket, man, a robe. Is it called a robe? Yeah, it was burning. He was just burning, right? Because it was that low vibrational, and it was smoking. It was even on the spiritual in the spiritual world, and those people are on the sacred timeline track on the other side, on the hell side, and they start to get too low for that light in the spiritual world. They do burn, and they smoke, like the smoke, black smoke coming out, not white, black smoke coming out, and like wisps of smoke coming out from your skin. It's not like a lot of smoke, no. It's like wisps, like everywhere where you're starting to like like you're burning, that smoke is coming out. That car as well, there was smoke coming out of it, not like a big in smoke, but smoke was coming out. So if you're in that underground environment and that smoke is the light comes through, it's gonna burn those things. I'm getting that sometimes it might even start fires. Shit. And the fumes that are created in there, you might not be able to survive it. Okay. All right. If you're gonna get the message, you're gonna get the message. If you're not gonna get the message, well, ooh, it's your problem. Seriously. If you wanna die like a rat in a it's kind of funny that people had this plan, this great idea to leave the rest of us on top, right? And thinking, watch them burn and we're gonna be comfortable. We're gonna be sitting comfortable and lavish underground. We will come out after this upgrade happens. Motherfucker, where are you gonna come out when you cannot handle the light? What are these people thinking in their minds? They're gonna live in there for how long? Hey, these people are just stupid. I cannot believe this stupidity. I cannot. I can't. I really believed that humans can be a little bit smarter, but now I see why Uncle Omen thought, those people, we can rule over them. This shit, these people could be, some of them could be considered great minds. I'm getting, and they allowed themselves to be duped like this. What did he tell them though, Father? I'm getting that, Father. You you don't know. It's like Father says something about them burning or something like that, but he doesn't understand that it will happen even inside Earth. Like this campaign of his, it's almost like these people are talking about how we're going to burn and they're going to be safe underground. There's, oh yeah, I remember him. All right, I remember. Father shows me this person who's been told to do some sort of. I see an old man telling him, and this person is considering doing it, but he feels like it's not a good idea. And Uncle Oman is like, oh, no, 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 no. These two people were duped. The other motherfuckers, not necessarily that way. These two are not bad. They shouldn't be there in the first place. They're just rich people who are doing well. And yes, perhaps they did some other finicky, low vibrational shit somewhere. We don't know. But they don't realize that their two asses or their ass is in there because they are being kept from their mission. Ah, okay, I see. There's some people, there are two people who are being kept from their mission. They were lied to. They were grouped. And this one person, was concerned why he would be approached just like the others with this whole campaign. Like, he had heard about this shit happening, but he didn't think that they would actually expect him. Like, he didn't think he needed to worry about anything. But when they come to him, he's almost thinking to himself, it's almost like he's not sure of himself, whether he's like, should I, shouldn't I, really, are we going to be burning? So what if we burn? Like, he was having two minds. And then he decides, you know what? How he decides is because of the devil says to him, well, it's up to you. I mean, it's not like you don't have the money to do it. I mean, if you did it, what are you going to lose? Right? This is what Father's saying. I'm not sure if these two individuals, all of them though, but specifically these two individuals, that even if the light hits, they might not necessarily be so bad. They might maybe grow a little older, right? However, the shit that is in there with them might burn and smoking and fumes released. They might not necessarily handle the fumes in there, and they could die from the fumes. However, I'm getting that you have a bigger purpose than living like a fucking mole. Get the fuck out of there and start working on yourself. That's what I'm understanding. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how you're gonna be so fucking rich and live like a fucking mole. Even the mole will be like, oh, the light. You, motherfucker, gonna burn there. And you're gonna be inhaling all of that smoke. Anyway, your assets are going to burn. What's the point? That shit is going to burn. So you're gonna be in underground when that light hits. And it hits the core now. It goes deeper. You're gonna be underground in that harshest light without having to have had prepped yourself for it. Oh shit. People would have had their first light to prepare themselves, then had the second light to continue preparing themselves. That's the world. The people, the normal people who don't have that kind of rich money, more living type of shit money, right? That kind of let's live like moles kind of money. We don't have that kind of money. You know, the rest of us are going to be right here on this crust You should hear what they're doing to me. We don't have that kind of money. So we're going to be fine because we're going to be starting to work on ourselves. But you are going to get hit straight by that harsher light without even getting yourself prepped for it. Are you sure you are okay? I'm sorry. Are you guys sure that you're okay in the mind? Seriously, are you guys sure that you can apply yourself? Are you that dumb? Are you really? Think about it. You're made to live normal. And when somebody who does that, oh, you know what? We should go and live underground. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go and live underground. Seriously? What happens when you leave that underground? When are you gonna leave that underground? Why would you leave that underground? And if you do leave that underground, how the fuck do you think you're gonna handle the light then? I mean, it doesn't make sense. What did he say to them? He was just saying to them, I think he was just saying to them, people are going to, when this thing happens, a lot of people are going to lose their assets. He told people about losing their things. People are, and he said it as if like their things were going to disappear or they're going to, something like that. Like he didn't say they're going to burn. Like I'm saying, he's saying like, as if like they're gonna vanish. Like your shit is gonna vanish. No, he says, we don't know what's gonna happen. You know, maybe your assets are going to vanish. So it's best if you just take what you've done or what you've worked for and also put it underground. Something like that. No, your shit is not gonna vanish. I saw it. It's going to burn. It's just going to disintegrate in front of your eyes. But it does release smoke. Eh. Okay. That was a bad idea. What a waste of resources. You are just a waste of resources. You wasted your brains, eh? Father, what did you do with these guys? I mean, seriously, it's such a waste. They're just wasteful. They're wasting energy, they're wasting their thinking, they're wasting everything, including their, I don't know what kind of money they have, but like how they made their money. But that kind of money of, I'm going to live like a mole shit, I don't want it. I don't want it. And when you come out and everybody survives and everybody who has worked on themselves starts working on themselves now on a 4D level, they see better, they hear better, because they vibrate better. When you come out, you're gonna be poor. Do they realize that when they come out, they will only, if they do survive the light, they're only going to be learning how to work on themselves then. People will be far ahead. This is how you're gonna reverse the energy. So in that essence, it means those who were rich, especially the ones who hid themselves underground like that, are gonna get out and find people living a normal life and get caught up with their spirituality and their gifts and their rewards and living their lives and living their wealthy life. And you're gonna be coming out there looking like a 1,000-year-old, I don't know, Mark Zuckerberg or something like that. You can't do shit. You don't know how to work on yourself. The offer to help you probably left because Lucifer's gonna be here, not necessarily helping you per se, but if you do need that help, he's gonna be doing those kind of work with people. Father will probably sending some more people who are going to help, and you would have missed that opportunity. So you're going to have other people go back and try to work on you from level 1. Ay, 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 ay. Your ass deserves to be left. You all think you're special. That's the problem. No one is special here, and no one is safe. No one is special, no one is safe, including me. It's true. No one is safe. Like I'm saying, no one is gonna force your ass to get out of the hole. If you wanna die like that. If you wanna die in a hole that you dug for yourself, it's it's gonna be a funny story. We're gonna make movies about it. We can only imagine what you were going through. It's like, I'm choking, I'm choking. They should make a cartoon about these people. This is so funny. I find it funny. I don't care if you think I'm dark like that. But it is funny. It's funny because it's like just when these people thought that they were better, they're gonna find out that no, they're not. No, they're not better. That's what they're gonna find out. They're just rich, right? Probably in what's the word for it? In a way that it wasn't supposed to happen like that. It's not that they can't be rich. It's just that some energy is going to be lost. I'm seeing some energy is going to be. I'm seeing some red car again, but it's like a sporty kind of car. But it does get old. For this one person, this is where the father said some of them are not bad. There's this one person, I don't know what car that is. It doesn't look like a Ferrari. It's some other car. It's red. It's like a collector's kind of thing. And even the environment, the things that is saved there, they don't really disintegrate that badly, but they do get old. He gets a little bit older. Just a little bit older. It's not too bad for him. I think Father ran a simulation for him. It wasn't bad. Oh, you ran a so Father ran a simulation for him. It wasn't too bad, but he comes back, he stops, and he thought about it after. This is why he was going to run the 4D last 4D sweep, right? Energy. He stops because he thought, damn it, the bloody fumes. The fumes, right? And that's what he came back and stopped it and said, I know that they can survive it. The simulation shows that they can survive it. Father, something about the fumes, it doesn't show in your simulation. Ah, are you ed? Did you edit? You realized it after the fact. So you're going to edit, or you would edit. You edit it. But when you came to me, you hadn't done it. There's something about why you didn't do the smoke, the fumes. I remember. No time to go back and edit the program. Oh, okay. So we're not gonna fucking edit programs just because of your motherfuckers are stuck in your fucking mole holes there. Alright? You better get out of that place or your fucking ass is fried. And that bullshit that you have in there, seriously, it's just things. You acquire them again. How? We don't have time. I don't have time. I told you that I don't give a shit. I don't have time for this bloody selfish way. Because I'm gonna be selfish myself. I need to get the fuck out of here, be done with this mission, and move the fuck on. And I don't care for you and your fucking mole house or whatever it is that you guys build in there. You all need to leave your I don't know. I don't care whatever you want to call it, the fucking bunkers and shit like that. You know who you are. There's some two of you there who are not supposed to be there. Get the fuck out of there. And start fucking working on yourself. And for the rest of you, you can just follow the same thing because who has time? We don't have time. No one is going to be updating the program just for y'all. Get the fuck out of those holes. What the fuck? It's a simple thing. You were lied to. This is what happens when you run with people who don't know what they're talking about. You see what happens to Osho's and them. He knows that he doesn't know what he's talking about. At least he knows that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He knows. He really does know that he doesn't know what he's talking about. This is why he's going to have to go back on his path. But Uncle Omen doesn't know what he's talking about. This is why I keep saying, Father, what's going on? The father's like, hey, Mother doesn't even want to comment. She just holds her tongue. It's like, that part, it's your uncle. And I'm like, Father, but then what is he doing now? What is this about? He doesn't understand a lot of things because of as well. He's stuck in number 3, right? So what they're doing, these people, is that they're stuck on number 3 and they're pretending like they are up there, you know, and you're being basic. You are probably on number 5, level 5 or so, but you're allowing yourself to be led astray by beings who are far behind you, right? Who haven't worked on themselves, who refuse to work on themselves, who throw tantrums when they're supposed to work on, oh, it's hard, I'm not gonna do it. And then decide to go and talk lies and say God doesn't exist. He knows very well that what he's saying is a lie. You know that what you just said there is a fucking lie, and you know you're gonna pay for that shit. He knows. He knows very well who he is. If he has forgotten, he needs to remember and stop telling lies. Stop telling lies. You know who you are. We know who you are. You should know who you are. Anyway, I think this is also too long, most probably. Oh yeah, it is. Because it's 2 things in one. Anyway, thank you, Father. Yeah. Is there anything else though? I think I should do a part 2 if I need to, but for now, I'm gonna leave it here. It's kind of late. But thank you.